Welcome to Cycl'n Vancouver. My name is Steve. I'm a 57-year-old guy, 6'5", around 250 pounds, who enjoys violent combat sports, particularly hockey, football, and MMA, as well as lots of baked goods and normally cycling around Vancouver. But for this week, I'm cycling in the Napoli area of Italy. Today is my last full day in the Naples area, and I'm going to head out to the island of Ischia for what I expect to be an incredible ride. So sit back and relax. This is ride 242. Today is Thursday, May 4th, 2023, and thankfully the sun has reappeared. It's a nice 20 degrees Celsius day, and I'm off to catch the train to Naples and try to find a boat to take me out to the bay to the island of Ischia. So I'm going to catch a train to Napoli Central and then ride through the old city west to the port. After that, from the maps I've reviewed, I probably want to head north and I should find what I'm looking for. I love the train system here. It cost me 1.3 euros to travel into Naples, and the train has a very nice setup for storing bikes. I'm glad I traveled into the city a couple of days ago, since that'll eliminate a lot of the guesswork. I have some basic understanding of the old city, and I should be able to find my way to the port. If you're not familiar with the Napoli area, there are 3 islands located in the Bay of Naples. The most famous one is Capri, formerly the home to the Roman Emperor Tiberius and his infamous grandson Caligula. Then there is Procida, and finally the largest island of Ischia. Here is a map of the area showing the 2 northern islands. Capri is in the southern part of the bay. There are several companies that run ferry service to the islands, and I'm told it'll be easy to catch a boat. I just need to go to the port. That sounds pretty easy. The city is getting prepped for tonight's Forza Napoli match. Hopefully Forza can finally secure its first league championship title in 34 years. I'd really enjoy it if they can pull that off while I'm still here. I leave tomorrow morning on a long train trip north to Perugia. Finding the port was easy enough. Finding the fast ferry took a lot more work, but I finally found the ticket office. This company runs frequent trips to Ischia. I think the trip is about 1 hour, and it cost me 25 euros with the bike. So we landed in the port of Ischia. It's lovely, very touristy. I took a couple of minutes to change shoes and then I set off for a trip around the island. Here is my Strava route map for this ride. I was trying to follow a cycling route that I found online. They have a couple of routes to choose from, one decidedly easier than the other. I figured I'd head west and then south, and the rest should take care of itself. The roads here are really nice. I love the smooth surface. It is such a pleasant change from the Portici area. The views here are incredible. For me, the temperature is perfect, especially with the strong breeze. I think the locals find it cold. I love it. I was thinking of stopping for something to eat, but I decided to just keep riding. I probably should have stopped. I saw the climb to my left and I thought the descent looked nicer. I hope I made the right choice because I sure don't want to have to needlessly climb back out. Turns out this was a dead end and I will need to climb back up and through that village. I saw that market and decided to stop and get some refreshments. I ended up getting some Coke, some water, some mango juice, and a big package of sliced meats. That's lunch. Time to start the slog up the hill. I didn't really realize it at the time, but that was the start of a really long climb up the hillside. I'm not complaining. It's what I came here for. I needed a brake, so I pulled into that driveway. That was a mistake. There was a metal grate and my back wheel slipped through and smacked the derailleur on the slats. When I got back on the road, there was something wrong with the powertrain. For a moment, I thought I was dead on the side of the road and wondered how I was going to get back to the hotel. I stopped, gave it a kick or two, and got it back working, but I think I had bent the derailleur hanger. I could use my lower gear, but now the chain was lightly rubbing against the spokes. I couldn't use the next 2 or 3 gear settings up though. I could live with that since I still had my lowest gear setting and I expected to need that. I stopped several more times along this climb. I don't know if it was the heat or my lack of calories or what. When I got back to the hotel that night, I had symptoms for a cold. Perhaps all of that combined to make this a very difficult ride for me. Regardless, I struggled badly up that climb, even though I shouldn't have. I was extremely relieved when I finally got to the church and the climb was done. The rest of this ride should be fairly easy. It's pretty much all downhill back to the port. I stopped at a store by that red truck and had a quick snack and some fluids. I've gone several decades without sugar water, but I'm really starting to enjoy Coca-Cola on my rides this week. It's good for recovery. In Ride 239, I asked whether Naples really was a cycling-friendly city as the marketing materials claimed. The answer to that question, of course, depends on what people mean by cycling-friendly. I was told that a bike path was being constructed along the shoreline outside my hotel, along the bay, and that would connect Portici to downtown Naples. I was advised to try the ride west from Naples to Pozzuoli. I saw pictures of that, and it looked incredible, even though Pozzuoli is actually a buried volcano, and growing apparently. I was actually hoping to ride out there after my ferry returned to Naples today, but due to circumstances, that didn't quite work out. So I suspect that their version of bike friendly really just means slow speed bike paths targeted towards tourists and casual riders. You know, the people who want to ride short distances and then stop for pictures or gelato or pizza or whatever. Vancouver has places like that as well. I get that. For cyclists like me who like to get out, explore, and ride long distances at substantially faster speeds, bike-friendly means something quite different. I was hoping to find smooth road surfaces and lots of room along the roads, whether as a painted bike lane or just a road shoulder, which I could safely ride. Obviously, I didn't find any of that, and there's good reason. Naples is a very old and well-established city. Roads were built around existing buildings, and they're often quite narrow. There is no room for bike lanes or road shoulders without significant road alteration, and I doubt there's any local appetite for that. And because of the road use culture, even if bike lanes were constructed, the locals would use them to pass or to park, and pedestrians would walk on them. That's the reality here. So no, I would not consider Naples bike friendly, but I loved my cycling experience here. It was fun, interesting, challenging, and it kept me on my toes and focused at all times. I would return here for more cycling, but because you really must be risk tolerant to ride here, I wouldn't recommend cycling the Naples area to others. Despite all my problems today, this is my favorite ride ever. The scenery is incredible and the route was interesting, diverse, and challenging. I would love to return and spend several days riding this island. I got back to the port to discover that the fast ferry had had a mechanical issue and wasn't available. They sent me over to one of the other companies. Unfortunately, Caramar's next sailing wouldn't depart for close to 4 hours, and being a slow ferry, the journey would take about 2 hours to get back to Naples. In the meantime, I grabbed dinner. Pizza, of course. When I finally arrived back in Naples, it was very dark, and because of the Forza Napoli game, there were police everywhere. The port was locked down, and it took me quite a while to get out. I had no lights on my bike, but I managed to ride back through the old city to the train station. Apparently the game was still on, but Forza Napoli had a comfortable lead, and the city was starting to turn into a zoo in expectation of a massive celebration. I caught the train back to Portici and got back to my hotel room just in time for the celebration that went on non-stop for several hours. But before I end this video, I want to thank the guys at Resort Tre Fontane for making my stay in Naples a very enjoyable experience. Now, here's a small bit of that celebration I recorded from my balcony.